Let's start with the dumbest move. Carolina Panthers.
Ah,
My team, of course.
Through the money, design of the drip. Don't got a cap, I'm as real as it get. Bet on myself and I tripled the flip. Came from the streets, I'ma stick to the script. We popping bottles like we win a trip. Rather fill up accounts than empty a clip. 10 on the ground, so I never slip. They love you, they hate you, I'm watching them switch. Switch, 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 switch. They hate you, they love you, I'm watching them switch. Switch.
Yee. You already know what it is. It's your boy, Chance. That Kenzo the gray hair. You know what I mean? He's here. Stole him away from work for a little bit. He back on the pod. You set. You see what it is. So you see you got the Dolphins. You see I got the Carolina. We're about to talk about what you see in the thumbnail. Dumbest moves right now. But before we do that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. But I just saw a stat on the Pat show, Pat McAfee. Y'all know what I mean. I remember I put Kenny on him.
okay. Nah, that's how that went. Nah.
1.9 billion has been spent in free agency so far. 1.9 billion. That's wild. So before we get started, as we get started, let's start with the dumbest move. Carolina Panthers.
Ah,
My team, of course. So we gave away Christian McCaffrey for nothing. I'm not even go back into all this stuff because NFL is basically Kenny and Rook's thing. So I don't know all the stats and all the numbers like that. But I just know we gave away Christian McCaffrey for nothing. Then we turn around and we give away DJ Moore and like 17,000 picks for Bryce Young. Pretty much told us how our future was going to go. But cool, we had the year we had. People say CJ Stroud would have been better. No, he wouldn't have. We could have had Tom Brady in his prime with the offensive line that we had and the receivers we had, and would have done nothing. But new year, right? So we're like, all right, cool. We're gonna start off good. So we start off and we take somebody from the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Take a nice little guard over there. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Hunt. And we feeling like we starting off good. We're gonna protect Bryce. Everything's gravy. Now, I ain't naive. I know Brian Burns did not want to be there no more, but we basically gave him away for nothing, like we always do. I don't remember the numbers. What was it like? A low, a really late second round, or I mean, not
I
say
think it was, I think it was a round two and a round four, something like that.
five,
Oh yeah, it was a five. Yeah,
bro. What we gonna get
yeah.
with that?
Not Burns.
When I know Brian probably still could have got something a little better from a different team. But I feel like you guys were in panic mode and said, we got to get rid of him before he don't want to do nothing, and he's gone. So the Panthers,
Well,
we start off great this year.
that's funny. On that same note, we was talking yesterday. Who the Bengals signed at running back? They signed Zach Moss. It was nice and cheap. But then they went. We thought they were gonna cut Joe Mixon, but it just it came out today that they actually trading him. So it's a
Oh,
similar
really?
situation. Yeah, they trade him to the Texans, so don't lose him for nothing. But I don't know how much they're getting back, but I guess it's better than nothing, in their opinion.
All right, Kenny. I'll let you run point on this. Say we'll talk about the acquisitions, make it real quick. I know you guys are pretty much like we watched Adam Sheffield for this. We watched ESPN for this. That's cool. But you might watch us for this. So we're gonna give our take what we think.
I already be on our page, John. Let me see what they do. Talk,
We're gonna tell you the real. We're not gonna tell you the things that we're not allowed to say. We're gonna tell you the real. Go ahead, Kenny. Run it.
Oh well, like I said, like my dog said, there's been a lot of moves because as far as money goes. So, but the thing is, right? I was thinking to myself when we was talking to group chat, me, you, Rook. It's crazy how many owners you could say is cheap. And the Dolphins have a different problem. We don't have a cheap owner. Actually, we don't have that problem at all. Honestly, before we signed anybody, at first we was getting rid of people, not rid of people. People were signing other places. You got Andrew Van Ginkel. You had Christian Wilkins got overpaid by the Raiders. You have Hunt went to the Panthers. He got a little overpaid too. And the Dolphins were already over the salary cap. So they were in salary cap hell. They're not the Saints, but they were over the salary cap, I believe, by like 20 million or something like that. But they were under it until they signed. I believe they signed three people yesterday: a center to start off. But it wasn't good enough. if I was watching my phone, just I saw notification after notification. A lot of them was people who was on the Dolphins, not being on the Dolphins more, like Christian Wilkins, for example. I'm just saying, like, oh, well, we ain't doing nothing. Oh, we just not. Oh, so getting to the playoffs is good enough for y'all. We not trying to win okay. So then we signed the linebacker from I think his last name Brooks from the Seahawks. Decent pickup, But I'm be honest, I got us at like about 8 wins right now.
You know what?
So
As I think about this, I love that it's be yourself. We could have made this a go for two right here, but I like that it's be yourself right now. But you guys didn't do worse than my favorite meme of this morning was when Jerry Jones said, "We all in," and that one,
oh
and that
oh
one.
Brooke was here. Brooke will tell you, yeah. They running it back literally because I mean no, they're not even running back because they lost Tony Pollard.
Yep, going.
I believe one of their
Titans.
offensive guards actually, I don't know if he's announced it yet, but they're not sure if he's going to resign or retire. So I believe that's still an issue. I have to look into that. Rook would know better than me. He's the actual Cowboys fan. Um, but yeah, I mean, the Cowboys, like Rook said, and it's something I know because I'm not a casual. I do like football more than I like the Dolphins. I've said that multiple times. People don't. I mean, if you've been a fan of the Dolphins, I mean, naturally you just should because if the Dolphins will hurt you. I have won one playoff game in my lifetime. It's not nice. But again, I like football enough that even if the Dolphins suck, I'm not going to be too miserable because I can still watch football. And I can tell you that, like Rook said, the Cowboys don't really do big splash signings. I mean, they might do some for some of their own players sometimes, but I mean, not very often. Like, we don't want to pay an Amari. We got a CD coming up. That's fine. We could pay a Dak. We could maybe pay a Zeke, but not really because we don't pay running backs no more. Which is, if you notice, if you look at the movement, running backs were the most active yesterday, I believe. I could be wrong, but it seemed to me that because
Running backs were on the move.
yeah, Eckler going to the Commanders, yeah, movement all up and down. Yeah, Gibson going up to the Patriots from the Commanders. Basically, if you were drafted by a team, they wasn't going to sign you, even if you was cheap. Because it ain't like, well, I mean, Eckler did want some money, and I do know there's bad blood between him and the Chargers. But and this is a new coach coming in, so he might not just want to deal with that at all. But at the same time, it's like ain't like any of these guys got crazy paid. Like Josh Jacobs got a decent. Ain't nobody got like crazy paid. So it's like you just don't want to pay. You just don't want to pay the guy you drafted because you think you could do it again. Basically, you could draft again, and that's cheaper. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. That's the game. That's the game. The game is the game. I want to say I'm glad I didn't make it to the league. I played running back, so I probably would have been in a similar situation. Is all I would say. Because I mean, unless I would have grown a lot taller, it wasn't going to be no switch positions for me. So
Let me ask you this, because like I said, they probably watched Adam Sheffield for all this. What do you think the best move was, the most surprising move was, and the worst move was?
I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna say the best move was Jameis Winston, but let me. I gotta think about best move. I have to actually look at the numbers and stuff because a lot of those contracts, those numbers are fake. So if we talk about best move, I have to look at the scheme. I can't just tell you that off the top of my head, to be honest. Worst move, I mean, it might be the Panthers with that with Brian Burns, especially considering that you had and I believe it was 2 years ago, so it might make a big difference because a little age difference. But I believe there was a trade on the table with the Rams, and it was like 6 picks or something like that. So it was more
Two first
picks.
rounders.
Yeah, and it was more picks and they were better picks. But I do think Brian, but I mean, can I think of anything worse? I don't think anybody else got too much overpaid. Maybe Christian Wilkins, but as far as best value, I have to look at. Maybe, I mean, the Dolphin center was pretty cheap, but 3 offensive penalties is the only thing that he had. And but again, he's also not a star. So a 3 year, 21 million. This is not nothing crazy, but obviously it's a little biased because that's my team. I have to dig into the numbers, but it's been so active. I got so many numbers sort of in my head. I don't want to just throw a number out there, a name out there. Naeem Hines just signed. Darnell Mooney it's just stuff still coming in. The best move might not have happened yet. To be honest, we don't know yet.
What's the most shocking to you?
Most shocking, maybe Saquon to the Eagles.
Rival team, is that why?
Yeah,
All right, so my
I
best.
mean, well, if I was a running back, I would want to go to the Eagles. I mean, unless you got yardage incentives. If it's a touchdown incentive, bye bye. Because I
Yeah.
mean, uh, Jason Kelsey might be gone, but I don't. I think the tush push might see some pushback, but not too much, personally. So you got Jalen Hurts taking all your first downs and touchdowns as a running back. I mean, obviously you play the game because you let the game you want to play. You get paid all that good stuff, but you kind of want to score. It's kind of like the point of the game. Actually, I'll go off topic real quick. We said we're talking free agents, but it'd be yourself. So I'm gonna jump in real quick. I seen this post. It was like the point of football isn't touchdowns, it's first downs, and they try to use it as like a metaphor for life. Or we only celebrate touchdowns, and you should celebrate. Which, first of all, isn't true. If you've ever been to a football game, everyone knows you celebrate first downs. There's every team in the league got a celebration for first down. So this person probably never been to a football game who said this, but I don't want to get on the case too much because they didn't seem like they seemed pretty new to football in the video that I saw. But they're trying to equate it to life in the sense that, oh, we only celebrate wins and touchdowns when, if you celebrate first downs, you'll be more fulfilled. It's why people are, because honestly, if you look at a season in one time, you're probably going to get more first downs than touchdowns, and you're probably going to get more touchdowns than wins because that's just the way the math works, obviously, because there's just way more opportunities for those two things than there are. You can have 20 first downs in a game and 50 touchdowns in a season, but there ain't 50 games, so you can't have 50 wins. So, and even so, I found that very interesting, even though it's kind of not correct in the sense of in football, because I do know when I played football, we celebrated every positive game. As long as the play didn't go backwards, it was a good play. But I do think in life we don't celebrate the first downs enough. So I do want to point that in life the metaphor worked a little bit better to me. So I do think that's not gonna be our closing note because we ain't done, but definitely people should be, while it's still in my brain, people make sure you celebrate your first downs. You're gonna have a lot more of those than anything else.
The Bills, speaking of running backs and quarterbacks taking touchdowns, didn't do too well. Didn't do too well. So,
There, pieces in shambles.
like you said, lost Hines.
Yeah.
Like, who else they lost?
Poyer, they released another corner. Yeah, it's looking crazy out there.
But the move that I love is my man Gabe Davis finally home, finally back around his mom's, and we appreciate that. I don't know how well it would do with Trevor, as was pointed out by Rook in our group text, but because I was never really a Trevor believer, but at least he's gonna get the ball because I believe Calvin Ridley's gone. Correct?
I mean, did he sign somewhere officially? I don't know if anywhere else signed him. I know he didn't re-sign with them, but he could be back if he didn't sign anywhere else. I don't know.
So this could work out two ways. If he's gone, Gabe's number one. If Calvin's there, then Gabe's a short shot. Number two, who's going to get the rock because they're going to double team Calvin. So either way, I think it's a better move. I think Trevor's going to definitely get him the ball as opposed to Josh, who for some reason can't see anybody but Stephon Diggs. And so that whole thing happened to where, Stephon and his brother were, talking a little ish. And then all of a sudden, Stephon didn't really get the ball anymore. Which is going to be interesting to see if Stephon stays there because we're still going through that whole thing.
Well, I mean, I believe Josh Allen and Diggs alone get I think the two of them by themselves are like 20% of the Bills' salary. I'm pretty sure. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but them boys getting paid. He's not going nowhere.
Well, I just read that Josh restructured his salary.
Restructured mean move it around. He's still getting paid at some point.
No, I get that, but I guess it gave him an extra $16 million. I guess
yeah, because this was supposed to be the year that them two got hit crazy, so they had to restructure one of them, or they was gonna have no room to move, and that's why they had to cut all those guys. They still don't have no room to move. The Dolphins restructured 4 deals, released some guys too, and we still just under the salary cap. So I mean, there's gonna be a lot of restructuring going around. When you go on that all in, you better make sure you hit like the Falcons doing right now. They have young receiver, young running back, young-ish tight end, and so them boys say, oh well, let's go get a quarterback to go finish it off. And I do think Ski Mask Hall of Famer Kirk Cousins said, well, let me get that bread because my man's never missing an opportunity to get paid. I think he's made about $320 million throughout his career, and as a late draft pick, I mean that's pretty damn good. He didn't play that whole first season, I don't believe, because he was behind RG3. They got drafted the same year to the same team, which is kind of crazy to me still, considering what Washington gave up at the time to get RG3 and still drafted 2 quarterbacks, but it ended up working out for them, I guess, and a lot for Kirk. That might be not the worst deal, but a sneaky bad deal. Not even sneaky. It's just so much money. Like I don't know how this is gonna work.
Yeah, I think they might be the dark horse, Atlanta, because as we were saying in the other pod, the wrestling behind the curtain, I want you to be like wrestling is
happened.
Is Darnell Mooney just signed to the Falcons. So now we got Drake London, Mooney, Robinson, right? Robinson.
Mhm.
Pitts, who for some reason didn't get the ball at all.
Well, the Dolphins signed John Smith, so John Smith got a lot of those. So I think he's on. Pitts should see an increase in touches, but we could be wrong because he should have got one. He should have been getting the ball this whole time anyway.
Yeah, which was wild to me how you give the ball to the other dude that anyway. But Pitts, and now you got Kirk Cousins, who I've always said I don't think he's a playoff dude, but postseason. I mean, before playoffs, man's amazing.
Yeah, one play is atrocious, but
Especially last year was pretty much almost MVP.
well, and with this division, you know, the Panthers, they are what they are. The Saints, I'm not sure what they're doing down there, and the Bucks. I mean, Baker did his dollar. They re-signed him. I will give the Bucks some credit, but the Falcons can make it. Like Kirk, like you said during the regular season, as if he stays healthy, which we don't know. Kirk's not the worst quarterback in the world. He's he pretty he proper mid. He can get you to the playoffs. It's just in the playoffs. We don't know. And I mean, I don't think the Falcons have too many primetime games, and you know what they say about primetime Kirk, he's not too good. Even though the numbers show he's just basically like kind of middle of the road, really, not as bad as people make it seem, but that's another conversation for another time. But he could get them there to the playoffs, but will he win any games in the playoffs? It depends who they face, obviously. But I mean, always, and also they could win the divisions, which will help them out, maybe. But it's gonna be an interesting season. We still got a lot of moves to make. There's a lot of people still out there, like you said, Calvin Ridley, for example. There's a lot of people, sitting at home waiting to see if they're never gonna get called. And we got some new coaches. We got some coach movements out earlier. Who knows what the Chargers are gonna do with hardball?
The three teams I see interesting right now are the Falcons, Commanders, because even though they signed some old players, it's still better than what they had last year. Because they picked up Mariota, they picked up Ertz, and they picked up Eckler. So
That's good. Ertz is a little weird to me. Mariota's gonna be. I don't know. Gonna be Sam Howell's backup.
I like Sam Howell's potential because I watched a lot of his games this year. I like his potential, but I think he still has ways to go. So maybe I don't know. Mariota's supposed to help him. I guess I don't know, but or maybe those are two people fighting for the second spot because they're still going to bring somebody else because they have a pick. So I'm gonna guess that they're
Yeah, still bring somebody in. The draft is another wrinkle. I did not mention that, but where the draft, stuff falls could be very interesting because you could think you about to be getting who you want to get, and somebody steal them off from under you, which happens all the time. And that could fuck the whole shit up. So the draft will be interesting this year, I believe.
Well, they get the third pick, correct? Right?
Who, the Commander?
Yeah, I believe they get a third pick.
I believe their pick is top 5, which means they could get.
I think it's third. So I mean, they're either getting Caleb, which probably not, Jaden, or Drake.
Yeah, you mean they either getting Jaden, Drake, or Michael Penix, or maybe JJ McCarthy if they're really on that narcotic like that.
Well, from Mel Kiper,
they ain't getting Caleb. That's what I mean.
Well, from Mel Kiper,
Caleb ain't falling past 2. If you fall past 1, somebody's swooping in for number 2.
That's true too. Say Mel Kiper isn't sure that they'll go number 1, like because there's
if it ain't Caleb, Marvin Harrison,
it's between Jaden and Caleb. But that is Marvin Harrison is a
no, but I think he might go number 2. I mean, he might drop out of the top 5. Who knows? Because it depends what the Patriots do. Again, the draft's gonna be interesting. Free agency is interesting. I mean, football. I mean, it's crazy. I was telling my girl this because she only watches football. That's like her only sport. I mean, she watches gymnastics, but they don't have a season. But football is really like the only sport she watch. Compared to me,
I think gymnastics should have like some real league type shit.
I don't know how to structure that.
But the key is, the key factor of that, as being a girl dad who has 2 kids in gymnastics, is I think it's because like their retirement usually happens like at 28-ish.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. So yeah, it's like once they're done with the Olympics. So yeah, I only watched gymnastics for the Olympics. My girl used to do gymnastics when she was really young. That's why she still likes it. But never been too into it besides the Olympics. But like I said, I don't have a season, so she only watched football like during the season. And it's like I can't imagine not having another sport because I miss football and I have other stuff to occupy my time. Even though I'd be pissed off by the NBA, and that's also partially because I'm a better, but also because the Heat we lost to the Wizards the other. Oh my, I was sick to my stomach. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know how people who only watch football survive. I'd be dying right now because I'm kind of dying, and I watch hockey, basketball, tennis.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be serious, but the Falcons, the Commanders, and the Chargers look interesting. I think
Chargers do.
I think Harbaugh is making some power plays already.
Yeah, there's one thing that man gonna do is power plays. He's good at that.
So that's interesting. Carolina looks like we're going to be nothing, but I'm gonna give them a little time because we still got a lot of money and there's still a lot of free agents left. So we'll see. I think
Maybe y'all get Kevin Ridley. Hey, gambling just became legal in Carolina.
yeah, legalized gambling is in effect in Carolina now. So
Oh man,
I'm surprised. What do you think about Aaron Jones? You think he still got something left? The Vikings got him.
yeah, the Vikings signed him. I'm pretty sure he stayed in division because he probably gonna hold a grudge for the being released. But I mean, Josh Jacobs is. I ain't gonna lie, he's younger than I thought he was, so I'm not surprised that they picked him up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the Vikings gonna do. I have a friend who's a Vikings fan. I'm gonna talk to him see what he think. But he's always optimistic, so it's probably not. He probably not gonna tell me nothing for real.
Well,
But
they signed Sam Darnold as a quarterback.
yeah, I saw that. So Sam Darnold, Aaron Jones, you still got Jay Jettas. That defense is declining year over year to me. I don't. The numbers might not back that up, but the eye test does. I don't care what the numbers say. To be honest, I've watched that. I mean, not like watching week by week, but they're all again. I'm watching all as much games as I can, and I've seen enough of that defense. And that's not defense from 2 years ago. Just because yeah, Kevin O'Connell, offensive coach, but the defense shouldn't decline that much over time. If anything, defenses schemes should help you over time get better. But I don't know. That's a tough division because I do believe the Packers are back and they didn't leave for as long as we thought they would fucking leave. Hate that my brother's team, and I do hate that they've now looked like they're gonna get a third good quarterback in a row. Like, do you not know the suffering I've been through with the Dolphins quarterbacks? Jesus Christ! Imagine being a Browns fan compared to a Packers fan. Like that is such a big difference. Who'd you just add to it? Anyways, yeah. So
What up, Kenzo?
yo, so yeah, like, why are you wearing this jersey backwards?
Because you know that
Man,
he's crisscross.
because I can't. The team is ass backwards, bro. That shit forward,
You
man.
could have picked somebody who didn't go to UF. God damn. Anyway,
Yo, that shit hurt. That it does, yo. I wish he went to the U, but that is a whole nother segment for us to talk about if you know what's going on with them fools down in Gainesville.
All right, Rogue, we'll let you do your NFL free agency wrap up because me and Kenny pretty much said everything. So for the late people that join, I'll let you get your wrap up in.
I mean, Derrick Henry about to be a Raven.
Yeah, that's the way it looks.
$6 million. I'm happy. All right. I mean, it still should have been Saquon, but he an Eagle, whatever. But Derrick Henry gonna make a lot of people in Baltimore real happy. I'm gonna be happy.
Oh, like I was saying, Kenny, Kyle really they say it look like he's gonna sign with the Patriots.
yeah, I seen that. I seen that. I don't know why he would do that. That's not good for him.
Who that quarterback?
Nobody.
They go. What you mean? They finna draft Drake May.
Until they draft Drake May, who their quarterback?
Nobody.
The fuck, honestly,
Them niggas is like Atlanta right now.
Shit is crazy.
All right, Atlanta can sign 10 Kirk Cousins. Did Kirk Cousins not tear his Achilles at the end of the season?
Ski Mask Hall of Fame, the best negotiator in the league.
Seriously, who their quarterback? Because Kirk ain't playing.
I think Atlanta gonna do good if he stays healthy.
If he stays healthy, you mean when he gets healthy, he ain't playing. Nigga ain't even gonna be there for training camp.
Yeah, his ACL not back on the bone. So
I'm wearing this jersey backwards, y'all. The fans, not the supporters, because the Cowboys is ass backwards. They ain't do shit as usual.
I said that before.
Okay.
I said that before you got the meme I saw this morning that was so funny was when they said Jerry Jones said all in and there was nothing done.
We know what all in meant. All right, it was a joke. All right, this been going on for years with the organization now since Steven done put his hands in the pot now. All right, we've been bargain shopping and shit for a hot minute.
Hey,
you know what we did this
bargain
offseason?
They thrifting.
We signed our long snapper.
Yeah, I said what you missed. I said the dumbest move of free agency was Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
the burn shit was
actually no. That was just a salvage move at that point.
Well, I know he wanted to go, but I'm pretty sure somebody would have gave something better than that.
It ain't about him wanting to go. It's because At this point, when you trade him now, the value you're going to get in return is less. He's on the last year's contract. He got to get extended now. Any team trading for him now, they're going to give up less to get him. Give him up last year.
You should have done it last year to the Rams.
Son, how many teams going to offer you 2 first-round picks?
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know anybody else who would have.
I don't know, son. That whole front office need to be fired.
Bro, you offer me 2 first-round picks for Dak right now.
That's why I told.
That's
why I told y'all in the group chat. Y'all thought I was playing when I said no. We suffering over here, B. We suffering.
I didn't say you didn't know anything about losing. I said you shouldn't be disappointed because you shouldn't have expectations. That's what I meant.
Derrick Henry's deal is reportedly worth $20 million.
All I gotta say is, Lamar, when y'all boys win the Super Bowl, make sure you have a second parade in Broward for your crib so I could attend, because the Dolphins are giving me shit.
Yo, I'm pulling up for the Baltimore one because it's close.
No, I say Kodak and Lamar Jackson friends, so Kodak could throw him a whole party. My cousin had me out there. I'll see if I get an interview.
You going, Chance? You going to either of the parties? I'm going to one in Baltimore because I'm like 2 hours away.
That's a lot closer.
Word. I bet gymnastics.
You're not down with the Florida team, son? You're not gonna go hang out with Lamar and them celebrating Flow Rider?
Son, I probably had gymnastics that day.
Son, dude, if I could, I'd babysit for you, son.
Then you're not gonna be there.
Nah, because I'll already be at the Baltimore one. I don't need to turn up twice.
What's some call? All right, so I'm gonna ask you this question I asked Kenny when he wasn't here. I appreciate you coming up. I sure noticed. What was your love? What do you think the best pick so far was for agency? The most surprising and the worst?
Best move in free agency
so far.
Off season. So far. Philly.
With Saquon?
That shit don't bother me one bit. Yo, slid him down the back and threw salt in the wound. $16 million. He got paid, and you got to play him twice a year. The disrespect. Like, y'all dissed him. Y'all dissed this dude, son. They used him like a government mule. All right? No one had more usage. They went to the playoffs. No one had more usage. How he didn't get paid the first offseason?
They paid Daniel Jones.
I ain't gonna lie.
They could have paid both.
You used to tag somebody, give yourself some time to pay them the next time. Now, if you tag somebody, you know they out of there. You know they out of there. That's bro. But you ain't finna disrespect me.
All right, what's your most surprising?
Man. You know what? The Bengals.
The Bengals?
And it's real low key. But it's the Bengals. Joe Mixon took less money when he re-upped because he said he wanted the team to have more money. All right, he took less than whatever his value could have been and said he wants to be here long term. They have a chance to win. Y'all go get a running back and cut him?
Yeah, that was wild.
There's no love out here.
That's why
the dude showed the ultimate love and the ultimate sacrifice financially, and y'all still cut him and go get a new dude.
That's why I got no love for the organizations. Players, get your money.
I know what organizations I got love for. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it 100. I know, yo. If you play basketball, love yourself the Lakers because they will love you.
Yeah.
All right. If you play football, anybody who from the 90s would know Jerry Jones paid for people's ask Pac-Man Jones. He paid for security force, paid for drug rehab and shit. That dude will take care of you if you take care of them. I'm only giving to those who gonna give back to me.
What was the worst move for you as we lost Kenny?
Birds and we lost Kenny. Damn. Bastards. South Park joke. Absolute worst move right now. The Giants losing Saquon. Like, a lot of teams made great moves. I know the worst move is Cowboys. They ain't do shit. All right, if you ain't get better, you got worse. They ain't do shit. That's the worst move. That's the worst move in free agency right now, and it's going to be the worst move in free agency this offseason.
Let me ask you a question. Would you have kept Baker?
What, Tampa Bay?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look at the season he had, and as the chemistry developed and built, look at what happened with him and Mike Evans. Yes, absolutely.
I'm like 50-50 with it. Like, I don't really fuck with Baker right now, but I'm not going front. He did have a good season in Tampa.
And what Baker do to you?
It's just because I mean, like I said previously, no one could have did anything, but he didn't help my Carolina Panthers out at all.
Because your Carolina Panthers needed a whole heap of help, and they still do. No one could have helped that team.
Yeah, I know. I'm still mad
All
at
right,
it.
the coaching staff that had Baker got fired. All right, Baker left that team. He got cut, dude. All right, you can't say shit. As a matter of fact, take that hat off. He got cut from Carolina that season, went to the Rams and bust ass until the season was over, and that's how he ended up with Tampa Bay. So apparently it wasn't Baker. Yeah, them lights don't mean shit. All right, apparently it wasn't Baker. Baker was not the problem. Carolina clearly was and still is the problem. Everybody, let's pray for my boy Bryce. Bryce Young is not only a good dude, but he definitely one of the most talented quarterbacks in the game. I don't care about him being 5'10".
I said
Pray
that.
for Bryce.
I said that because you didn't catch it either. You wasn't here. But when they were all talking like CJ Stroud would have been better, nobody would have been better with our line. Nobody. CJ would have looked
Mm-hmm.
just like Bryce did. He would have had a couple more passes. Maybe would have got another win or two, but he still would have looked bad. And then
Yeah,
if Bryce would have went to fucking Houston, Bryce probably would have been the one that was going off.
yeah, because it's about situation. You get drafted into a terrible situation. That's what that looked like. Let Patrick Mahomes had gone somewhere that's not Kansas City.
Exactly.
Who want to be the number one overall pick? You think Caleb Williams is gonna be happy in Chicago? Good luck to him. That's my boy too, but good luck.
Especially after they just lost Darren Mooney.
Shit, Darnell out.
Yep. So all you have now is DJ.
Mm.
And well, who's the other dude that they have one more person? Forgot, but really DJ Moore.
Yeah, it's all DJ Moore now, and they brought in DeAndre Swift.
Which is crazy to me because if you want Caleb to be happy, why would you let a receiver go?
Unless they're gonna draft the receiver.
Because now
I mean, there's tons of talent in this draft for that.
now you make it even tougher for him.
They got 2 first-round picks.
Well, they better make it work. Well, probably from us.
Make it work. Oh, yo, how savage this could be. All right. I want you to understand something. They can draft Caleb Williams and somehow draft, let's say, Rome Udinese. They can draft a top 3 receiver. I say top 3 because it won't be Marvin Harrison Jr. He'll be gone already.
Yeah.
They can draft a top 3, top 5 receiver within their first 2 picks. Yeah, they're gonna be all right. They need some structure though. Organizationally, they're not sound.
All right, give us your wrap up and your last take so we can get out of here.
Free agency's been very interesting.
1.9 billion spent so far.
That ain't saying much. We've seen what the NBA been spending. It's been interesting. It's been fun. I'm adding some intrigue for the off season. But hey, man, if you ain't watching them, you need to start watching them. Watch the Los Angeles Chargers, formerly of San Diego. Jim Harbaugh is going to go crazy over there. All right, and of course, him and his brother are being brotherly. So, staff members from his Michigan side has been over there with Baltimore now. Staff members from Baltimore are with the Chargers, and they already got my boy Gus the Bus Edwards over there. They're going to be physical. They're going to be violent. If you remember with them 49er teams he had, they hurt more teams than anybody. All right, if you won against that team, you still lost because the next week you more than likely lost or had a bad game because they were violent. There's going to be an attitude. A tone will be set. So I'm telling you, watch the Chargers if you ain't watching nobody.
Yeah, and if it wasn't official, it's official now. Derrick Henry to the Ravens.
Oh yeah, 2 years contract, $16 million up front, but it could be worth $20 million. He got a great deal and he's in a great place. Situation is everything.
Yeah, that's gonna be wild. Like, who do you watch? You watch Henry or you watch Lamar running? Who you looking out for? Crazy. But
Good luck.
But That's our take on free agency. So make sure you be yourself.
Cop to the money, designer the drip. Don't got a cap, I'm as real as it get.